So one of the things you talk about right away is prana. Tell us about, for someone who doesn't know, what is prana, and like, why is this so important for you in your parenting journey right now with a 3.5-year-old and a 1-year-old?
You asked what was the early days like, and I think prana was the thing that was lacking. All of my energy, I didn't have anything that I was doing that was nourishing for myself. So we refer to prana, there's many different names for it, for this energy life force, right? Let's call it like a life force inside of us. And in the yoga tradition, we call that life force prana. It gets correlated a lot with breath, but they're actually two different things. Prana is more just like a conduit to our energy via our breath. We're believed to be born with a limited amount of prana. And our job as human beings in this world is that we're supposed to create that container, right? To find the right amount of container to help build it, to nourish it, that it's the amount of breaths that we're taking, it's lengthening moments, all those things. And as a new mom, I wasn't doing any of that. It was like, I was not nourished in any way. I was completely overwhelmed. I had no experience with children. I'd never changed a diaper before my first. He was a NICU baby and we hit the ground running. It was just a really intense birth that had a lot of recovery involved in it. It didn't matter how many birth stories I listened to. I was definitely, it was really overwhelming. We didn't have any help. It was just the two of us. And I was completely depleted. I was not prepared for that kind of lack of sleep. I did not have my yoga practice. I couldn't really move. I was still like physically recovering because I had a 4th-degree tear. So it's like every day I would like barely wake up and then I'd be wired awake the rest of the time. And just my energy was completely all over the place and completely unbalanced. That was my first kind of like key in of, I need to start taking care of myself in a different way. And how do you fuel your prana and how do you contain it? How do you protect yourself in certain areas? How do you give more to get more kind of thing? And that's really what inspired that whole chapter, which is like tuning into, okay, I'm depleted right now. What do I need to be nourished? What can I do to slow down? And starting to really read your own energy so that you can start to take care of yourself in a much more intimate way.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way you can show up for anyone if you are that depleted. So it has to be one of the first priorities, maybe the poopy diaper first and then then the prana.